Hello and welcome to Radiant Living Live. My name is Stephanie Dawn, and every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard, I like to come on here and share with you about the things that I believe contribute to your living a radiant life. So, today we are talking about exiting the matrix. What times we are living in, my friends. Oh my goodness. I've had moments where I've just wanted to stay in bed all day and cry. I've had moments where I wanted to, move back to California so I could be closer to my children while all of this is going on, or, get them out of California. These are hard times to be doing life. And what I also know is that these are the times that we have been called for to show up, to rise up, to be of service, and to be, holding the light for the creation of a new world. And so that's my personal commitment. I wasn't brought here in this lifetime to lay in bed all day and cry, much as I might want to, or surf Netflix, which I do love to do. So, I personally know that I've been brought here to do great work. And I've known that for a long time. And I've had a lot of mentors, coaches, influences in my life who have really held up a sacred mirror and said, you were made for these times, Stephanie. And so I kind of got to, put my big girl panties on and keep on keeping on here. And so that's what I wanted to come on here today, to really send you out some love and send you out some support around all that's being asked of us right now, because these are difficult days to be human and to be holding it down with your beliefs and with your the choices that you're making. We are living in times where, in cancel culture, where people are not able to work unless they have a what put into their body. So I'm jaw dropped most of the time, and I'm in action. I'm in shock and awe, and I'm being called to read The Shock Doctrine by Naomi Klein right now. I don't know if any of you have read that, but I'm being called to read that right now. And I want to speak specifically today, though, to those of you who are potentially having to leave your job because you don't want to do what it is you're being asked to do, or move out of a state because you don't like the direction of where that state is going, to really change your life. I want to speak to you right now because I am incredibly passionate about, number one, holding your ground. Number two, rising up, speaking your piece, voicing your truth, and holding it down, really holding it down, standing in your integrity and doing what you feel is best for you and your family. I'm here just, sending you all kinds of love and support around that. And specifically what I want to speak to is those of you who are literally seeking to exit the matrix. So when I say exit the matrix, what does that mean? Well, we are living in a time where it's accepted in our culture that the dollars for hours paradigm is the way, right? You show up for your job, you spend so many hours there, and you get a paycheck, right? I did that for many, many years. And I never liked it, actually. The whole time I was doing that, I really felt that I was created for something else. I wasn't created to be an employee. I've never really identified with employee consciousness. And so when I learned about entrepreneurialism, I was like, yes, that is for me. I was never afraid of, not having enough money, even though there were many, many days when I didn't have enough money, right? Where I'd make a dollar go really, really far as an activist and an artist. And so I've gotten comfortable with being uncomfortable, really, is just the truth of it. I got comfortable with being uncomfortable. And also this goes hand in hand with my own spiritual knowing, my own spiritual reality, which I talked last week about God, right? We had a little chat about God. So I know that I live in a friendly universe, that life is working for me and not against me. Even in the midst of great darkness, which we're seeing right now, I have been working on my consciousness all these years to affirm that I am living in a friendly universe and to really live that, to know it. It's not even about a belief, it's about knowing it, right? Knowing that I live in a safe and friendly universe. So, which is particularly important with what I'm dealing with health-wise, right? With the cancer, knowing that, my body's not out to get me, life isn't out to get me, God's not out to get me, right? I can rest in the knowing that I am supported. So this is something that I've been cultivating and living now for several decades. And I think that without that, I wouldn't be as well prepared for these days that we're currently living in, and of really literally being out of the matrix. So let's talk about that for a moment. So we see that our healthcare is crumbling. We see that certain industries are, the schools, right? Public schools, long needing to crumble. Okay, I'm not thrilled that my children are in the public school setting right now, but my hands are somewhat tied right now with my divorce. So it is what it is, and I'm blessing them right where they are. And I'm also seeing that what's going on in terms of, school systems is many people are taking their children out of the public school system and creating new educational landscapes all across the nation. And that gives me a lot of hope for our children. Because masking our children and putting them in a desk for 6 hours is no way to raise children at all. And so, so we see this happening in our public schools. We see this happening in our healthcare system where, the healthcare providers who were heroes a year ago are now being reduced to zeros because they don't want to inject this so-called injection of health into their body. So, and they're being, asked to leave, and they're being harassed, and it's like they're wearing a scarlet letter. So this is deeply concerning to me, deeply disconcerting, and just... So people are having to, leave their jobs that they've long had for many decades. And I think that this is part and parcel of the creation of the new world. It's like we have to have a devolution in order to have evolution. We've got to have that crumbling in order for there to be new life to come forward. And so as hard as it is, as uncomfortable as it is, it must happen in order for something new to be born, I believe. So I was just having a Zoom with a colleague today who is an amazing stand for the creation of a new world in healthcare, or sick care, as it were. And I'm deeply inspired by her vision and her light. And I want to speak to those of you who potentially may be having to leave your job, or will not take a job no matter what, or are looking for another stream of income in the health field, which is where I find myself now. And it's interesting, 5 years ago, I was not looking for another stream of income. I was a very busy business coach with a wonderful clientele, robust clientele. I was not looking for another stream of income. But here's what I've learned as an entrepreneur. Multiple streams of income are a good thing. We never want to be putting all of our eggs in one basket when it comes to our money. And so investing your time and energy and your money into various different places to be receiving different flows of money is smart. It's just smart. So I'm talking to you, you who is a healthcare provider, you who is somebody who works in the health field, you who is in the fitness world and you can't, run your gym unless you get the jab, unless you require all of your employees to do that. Like, these are dark days of coercion, of the removing of our of civil rights and humanitarian rights and constitutional rights. And you guys know me if you've been following me for a while. Like, I'm saying hell no to all of that. All of that. I am immovable. I'm immovable. And so I'm speaking to you if you are feeling that inside of yourself, and you're looking for another way to be caring for your family. Because this is what I've been doing now for the last 5.5 years. Even while I was running a full-time business, I was working my superfoods business part-time. And up until the cancer diagnosis, in which case I released the business coaching business. Bye-bye, all that income. Bye-bye, all my clients. And that income stopped, right? And with my superfoods business, which I had been working for 3 years part-time, I stepped out of that as well. But because I had a robust, dynamic team that loved me and wanted to support me while I was healing my body of cancer, kept working. And so the income kept coming in. So this is the beauty of the residual income model. And it's just smart to have residual income, no matter what company you align yourself with, right? No matter what where you're headed in that direction. But I want to specifically speak to what it is that I've created for myself here, because it may be of interest to you and your family. Because this has allowed me to continue healing my body, to continue looking after my health, as well as supporting the women and men on my team in my organization to raise their wealth and their health and their income and their bank accounts, right? So it's been enormously satisfying for me, especially in the last 1.5 years. I got back in the saddle in January of 2020, back into my business after spending 6 months off in the wilderness healing my body. So, and the income just kept coming in. So this is possible for you. Another world is possible for you. You do not have to live within this dying matrix. As I said in a post a few days ago, this is the last gasp of a dying age. A new paradigm is being born. And this is language that I've been speaking about now for almost 20 years. I used to talk about the new paradigm of birth, right? Well, what I'm talking about is the new paradigm of business. And, it's about helping ourselves in a way that helps many. Really, it is the most beautiful business model. And it's not for everybody. It is not for everybody, but it is for many. It is for many. And inherent within this business model is that we have the most excellent products on the planet, in which we are the manufacturer and the distributor. Beyond organic, totally pure, totally premium. And I go way back in terms of my organic activism, like 30 years. I used to live on an organic farm. So when I found this company 5.5 years ago, I was a tough customer. I was a really tough customer. And I was hopeful, to be honest, that when I said yes to doing the business, that they were as good as I thought as they seemed to be. And here I am 5.5 years later, and I'm like, oh yes, they are. They're amazing. So, and for those of you who are watching me, I know that I have friends all over the world. And so this opportunity isn't just if you're in the US. It's for you if you're in Canada. It's for you if you're in the European Union. And of course, it's for you if you're in the US. So I'm more inspired than ever to be helping people to exit the matrix. So not only do you join my team, but you get a business coach as part of the deal. Because that's what I just spent the last hour working with a beautiful woman on my team, business coaching her around how she's moving forward with her own, within her own business, because she's a health coach and she's working the superfoods business. So if you're looking for another stream of income, if you're looking for a protocol that can really support what you're already doing, look no further. This company is going nowhere but up. And so I'm incredibly proud to be a brand partner of this company. I'm incredibly proud to be sort of mothering all these amazing people on my team who are working their own superfoods businesses and really helping them exit the matrix, become full-fledged entrepreneurs in their own right, and create a healthy, robust income stream for their family and themselves. So I wanted to share this with you today in case that's you, if you're a health freedom warrior, if you're all about health sovereignty like me, if you're fighting mad about what's going on in our world right now, and you need to look at other ways of earning an income, let's set up a time to talk. Message me, leave a comment below, and I'd very much like to speak with you. What I have is formidable. It's helping people every single day, and I'd love to help you understand what it is more so that I'm talking about. So thank you for tuning in. I'd love to know where you're tuning in from, where in the world you're finding me, and yeah, let's chat. Let's chat to your radiant health and your radiant wealth. Bye-bye.